I drop the wad of receipts out of my hand, and as they flutter onto the hotel table, I realize how much longer my night is about to be. My wife and I are on vacation in Orlando, and we had just been to Epcot's International Food and Wine Festival, and we stuffed ourselves full. While there is an amazing and scrumptious array of food to try, everything costs $5 or more. A dish of loaded macaroni and cheese with pepper bacon and cheddar, $5.25. A small plate of jerk spice chicken with roasted sweet plantain salad and mango chutney yogurt, $5.50. One liquid nitro chocolate almond truffle with warm whiskey caramel, $5.25. The pile of receipts that I'm staring at represents our full day of gluttony, and it's my job to make sure that our fun and frivolity haven't thrown us into a financial hole that we don't want to be in. And so I open up our budgeting app and it just says Epcot $9.25, Epcot $5.25, Epcot $5.50. And I pull up the first receipt and it says Epcot exactly $9. And I look back at our budgeting app and there are like 5 Epcot receipts for $9. It's already 10:30 and we're getting up at 6 to get to the Magic Kingdom the moment it opens. And I know Allison is gonna fall in love with a new pair of mini ears, or I'm gonna find some sort of souvenir at the Haunted Mansion that I really, really want. And if I don't get through these receipts tonight, I'm not gonna know how much we can afford the next day. And I make this soft noise that sounds like a whimper and a groan and a chuckle all at the same time because I'm realizing that being fiscally responsible is ruining my vacation. And I think most people at this point would just say, screw it. They'd just go to bed, they'd go to the park the next day, they would spend money, and they would figure it out later. But I'm not like most people. Most people aren't finance nerds. Most people don't have a YouTube channel talking about how to be better with money. Most people aren't helping couples get out of debt. So I power through all the receipts and make sure everything's up to date, and I think, well, if this isn't adulting with money, what is? A few days later, I'm running through all the numbers. After all the driving and traveling and eating and souvenirs and tickets, we did fine. Everything was fine. So I slump back in my chair and I think about all the nights that I spent on vacation organizing receipts and making sure everything was on track. I thought I was being responsible. For those 7 days, I was doing the right thing. I was adulting with money. And a core belief inside of me was shaken because I constantly talk about how I like budgeting. I think it's a great tool to help you manage your money. And here was a perfect example of how budgeting is a complete waste of time. A few years go by and Allison and I are back at Epcot at the International Food and Wine Festival. And the moment that Epcot opens, you know what we do? Well, we run to Norway and get in line for the Frozen Ever After ride. Duh. But after that, we wander around and wait for the food carts to open. And the first place we go to is a little Hawaiian stand and we get some pork sliders. And nothing has changed. Those 2 pork sliders cost us $10.50. After we pay, we go up and Allison hands over the receipt to the Disney employee. They give it a little rip and then hand it back to us with the sliders. And as we walk away from the cart, Allison hands me the receipt. But this vacation is different. This time, we set a budget, saved our money, and just left the house. This time, we swipe our credit cards and don't think twice. This time, I crumple up the receipt and throw it into the nearest trash can. For me, adulting with money has stopped meaning that you have to be a hawk and watch every penny, every moment of every day. Instead, adulting with money means knowing when it's important to keep an eye on your money and to be very specific, and to know when to relax and just enjoy that Kahlua pork slider with sweet and sour pineapple chutney and spicy mayonnaise that costs $5.25. If you and your partner are looking for a budgeting app, check out this playlist where I review a whole bunch of them. YouTube thinks you're gonna love this video, and remember, consistency beats perfection.